Welcome in, everyone. I'm Kathy Mock, Board of Education member. Falcon Media and the Board of Education are so very excited to be presenting a special video series to recognize the accomplishments of our amazing Falcon alumni. We will be doing these presentations periodically, and this is one of our premier presentations, and we are so very happy to welcome John Mang. So, John, can you tell us what year that you graduated from Austintown Fitch and what extracurricular activities did you participate in while you were here?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Mrs. Mock. It's always a pleasure to come back to Fitch High School. So I graduated from Fitch in 2005, and some extra things that I've done. My time at Fitch was, I was in the National Honor Society. I was a member of the baseball team and the football team. We had some great teams. Won the Federal League in baseball and football our senior year, and I enjoyed seeing all the success that Fitch is continuing to have in athletics. But we had a lot of fun.
So I have to take this moment to brag about you, because I was sitting in the stands watching you play quarterback for the football team and winning that Federal League, and then also watching you play baseball as well. And our son, played with you, and oh my gosh, you were wonderful, and you led us to that Federal League championship. We are so very proud of.
Thank you. Yeah, we had so many great players. Your son being one of them that helped out, and it was a lot of fun, and we still reminisce about all the memories. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Can't give it up.
That's right.
All right. So is there a person or an event in your Austintown school experience that inspired you to take the career path that you took?
Not so much the career path, but I would say, there was a few people, here at Fitch and throughout, coming through that. It was more of how they treated their jobs, and the enthusiasm and the passion that they had doing it. And it goes all the way back to middle school. And people, might think he was crazy and he loved what he did. Mr. Johnson in history class was so passionate about what he did. And that was, when we first talked about these questions, it was something that, briefly just thinking about, seeing the passion from a lot of the leaders at Fitch and seeing, obviously a ton of coaches, Coach Kopp, Coach Ford, just very passionate about not only the sport but helping others, and that was one of the things that has always been big in this community is giving back, and trying to make the community better, and those are all things that all those people preached, and it was nice to see.
Yeah. So tell us about some of your vocational experiences, because you've had some really unique ones. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I, graduated from Fitch. I went to Mercer's College, where I played baseball there. I was a grad assistant baseball coach for a couple of years, and it was, a fun time, and I learned a lot in that experience in Erie. And I learned that 6 years in Erie, Pennsylvania with the snow wasn't the place to be either. So I was fortunate enough to get a position here as an internship with Financial Advising Group. And I did that for a little while, but a few close mentors and Fitch people, Wally Bell, and Brano Nora, and obviously my father, they're all always involved in officiating and all that good stuff. So I went to umpire school in about 10 years ago and got a job, and was fortunate enough to get a job in minor league baseball and worked for 8 or 9 years up to AAA last year. And we got to see a lot of different things, and the main, it was so fun. Just the career is such a difficult, challenging career. That you're always challenging yourself to be the best, because there's only 68 Major League umpires, so in the world. So it's a job that's extremely competitive, and we gave it a great run. Unfortunately, we had too many kids, and we had our third child last fall, and then I had to make a decision, what kind of family life you wanted to have, and obviously the challenges of being on the road were difficult. So fortunately, I was an insurance agent for 5 or 6 years prior. And that's when I opened up an Erie insurance agency in Austintown about a year ago. And it's been great. And it's been great to come back to Austintown and have a business. And we actually moved from Boardman back to Austintown.
Okay.
Obviously, my wife teaches here at the high school. So it's very good to be back. It's not like I didn't move completely out of town, but it's nice to hunker down here in Austintown and give back to the community as much as I can.
Great. So what do you like to do outside of work? What do you do for fun?
Well, we joked about this already. I love to golf. I don't have a lot of time to do it. Our kids are 4 and 5 years old and a 16-month-old, so I love to spend as much time as I can with them and chase them around. It's just busy. It's a busy.
Okay. So I asked you what you like to do for fun. You said golf, kind of, sort of.
Love to golf. Time. Wish I had more time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of talked about your family already. You want to tell us a little bit more, maybe about your mom, your dad?
And absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is a family affair here. My in-laws, the Liberts, they live in Austintown. My parents are from Austintown, and always try to do as much as they can in the communities. And my wife's a teacher here, and I want to highlight the Falcon 5 program for youngsters here that are 5 years old in Austintown. It is a fantastic program. Our 5-year-old just got registered, and he's in this year over at the elementary school, and it is a fantastic program that we should be very proud to have, because it's going to be a very easy transition for him in kindergarten. It's been great. So
this is true. I think I already shared this with you, but being in AES quite a bit, because I'm an early childhood teacher by trade back in the day, still in it somewhat. So I'm in visiting and I see John Mang, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's another Johnny Mang coming up through the ranks. So that's so great that that you love the school district and have your son already enrolled.
Yeah, there's great people here. There's great people here in Austintown, and you take for granted when if you live here and you never leave, and you always think that other places are better, or, but when you go away, and I spent 6 years in Erie, and I've traveled the country in baseball for 6-7 months of the year, and you always come back to Youngstown, you always come back to Austintown and see, the people are genuine. It's the right place to raise a family, and I don't think it's something that we should take for granted.
I agree. So is there any advice that you would give to someone who lives in the community about Austintown? I mean, you've been saying great things, but is there any advice you would give to someone who might be watching this?
There's, no matter what your age, there's nothing you can't do here in Austintown and strive to become. We have so many people that, you discussed a few already that you're highlighting in this program, and whether it's trying to become a major league umpire, whether it's opening up your own business, there's so many opportunities. And one of my friends owns Barry Daniel, Sean Hannon. He told me years ago that Austintown people rally around each other and around their own, and he's got an extremely successful business, and that kind of resonated with me 5 or 6 years ago when he said that.
And I know that you do things behind the scenes, that you're giving back to the community. I mean, just driving down Raccoon and look up and see a big billboard for football.
Yeah. Right,
that's near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, and it's one part of it's advertising a new business, but the other part is I contacted Coach Barker, and I want to do things that are fun for the students and fun for the the football players, the athletes, because I thought it would be very cool to be on a billboard and different things like that. So it's part advertising, I guess, but at the same time, I really enjoy working with the student athletes and highlighting everything that they're doing. I think it's fun.
That's great. That's great. Thanks, John. Well, I just want to thank you for giving of your time and coming in today, and I wish you all the best to you and continued success and your family and those little ones that are going to be coming up through the ranks in Austintown schools. So to everyone out there watching, this is Kathy Mock, Board of Education member. So on behalf of the Board of Education and Falcon Media, it's been my pleasure to interview John Mang to spotlight one of our Falcon Media people who are most important in the community. So again, we want to say thank you so much, and go Falcons.
Go Falcons.